Let's replace these cataract corroded eye sockets on this Dodge Dakota 2004 3.7 liter. We're gonna pop the hood here real quick, and right off the bat you have a nut here, and there is a star screw right about there that we'll have to zip out to get this entire assembly out. So before you ask the question of why don't you just sand it and recoat it, I've tried that. It starts turning yellow, it starts getting that clouded film that we all absolutely despise, so I desperately need to replace these anyway. Just cracks all over them, there's water getting in occasionally. I'm just tired of them looking like garbage. In my opinion, when you do sand and recoat this with urethane, it does last a good while. It is nice and crisp at first, but as you can tell, it is beginning to turn yellow again. I tried melting the layer, it doesn't work either. The best bet is to just replace them. So this little bolt here is an 8mm. We're gonna zip that off real quick. We're gonna remove this weather stripping as well. It just pops off really, just like that. So that little bolt is a T10. And your entire assembly should pop out just like that. Bada boom, bada boom. Let's see what these new guys look like. Ooh, nice and pearly. That's what I'm talking. Man, buddy, nice and shiny. Even comes with new weather stripping. Oh, dos and thrice. So I'm going to undo the bottom bulbs first because I have HIDs that I don't want to damage in the main part here. Bye-bye garbage. Take our HID bulb out very gently here. Very gently. There for a minute. Bye-bye garbage. Okay, I took the bulb out just to be safe. Alright, get this little gray clamp ring off here. Voila. Now make sure you're putting it on the right way. And voila. And look at that, it fits properly. See the little grooves in there? Fits perfectly. You never want to touch these bulbs with your fingers. And if you do on accident, just clean it with regular rubbing alcohol, because the oil on your hands actually will burn them out. Okay, so it didn't even dawn on me until now for some reason. Thank God they added this plastic piece on the rear of it, because both of those little torque screws that I took out are completely obliterated and stripped. I'm gonna have to grind out the other side actually, which I will show you how. Where is my 10mm socket? It used to be like 1, 2, 3 of our beloved 10mm. I should love it when mechanical goes so smooth, just like that. All right, now we're gonna pop back in our little 10mm bolts. And do not over torque these because you will definitely crack this cheap plastic. Pop back in our long Phillips on both sides. Alright, I'm just going to skip on to the next side here because for two reasons. Reason one, editing and the screw is stripped out, so I can show you guys how to get that out. And two, now that we know the lights actually fit properly, we can just smash it out. But don't smash it too hard unless you want to break your bulbs. So that's the little guy we're going to have to cut out here, so let's get into it. Since we know we already have all new hardware, it's not like it matters, so just zip it out real quick. Alright, and just like that, it pulls out. Cool. I'm gonna disconnect the bulbs because I don't really care about these anyway. I have spares, so if they get destroyed, oh well. I can just replace them. They just spin out by hand. Alright, I'm gonna leave the bulb in there and just disconnect these connectors so my main halogen bulb does not get annihilated. Same thing, we're going to remove our 3 10mm bolts. Yeah, pops your assembly. Now there is a little plastic clip here that a stem pops into for extra support. It's kind of just like a ball joint, so you want to make sure this little plastic piece is still in there. Take off our toxic plastic protection again. Alright, now I'm going to take out my HID bulb because we have to switch out this plastic ring again. Very gently, as difficult as it may be. Reinstall our new ring and always make sure it goes on the right way or you will give yourself a major headache. Again, be very careful not to touch the bulb because these bulbs do not like the oil from your hands. They will burn out prematurely. So next we have to mount this plastic piece back onto the frame of the car. What I'm going to do is undo these 3 screws. Luckily they're Phillips, not Torx this time. Undo your little clips for the weather stripping. And out slides your light assembly. Alright, in goes the new assembly. Make sure your little ball joint matches up to this little mount. Once you get one bolt in at the top, you still have room to lift this up a bit, so make sure your 3 lights are underneath here, because there's a gap, and that's the way they actually are supposed to run. Now we can zip back in our 10s. Remember not to crank them too tight, because this is really cheap plastic and it will shatter. And reconnect our HID bulb. Can't mix these up either. Now we install our screw back into the port. And get this one started here, just so it doesn't slip around anymore. Screw number 2. Doing this by hand so I do not crack the plastic. Rip off our old weather stripping. Now there's a small pin for this weather stripping as well in the front. I'll put that up there first, just like that. Just pops right in. Here's a little pin, little hole right there. Just like that. Reinstall our lights. Push and twist. Bulb numeral 3. Push and twist. Here we do have 2 mounts on the top of this that we have to align. Right there. Right there. What we're gonna do is just push up, align it, and just slide her in. Right like that. And you're done. Look at that. Nice and shiny and new. Last but not least, the final mount screw. Reattach your weather stripping. Nice and crystal clear. Thanks for watching.